Hello, you wonderful people of BookTube. So, what are your 2026 reading goals? So, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what my reading goals are for 2026. Let me know in the comments below what yours are for 2026, see if I can get any ideas from you guys. What have I done here for my notes? Oh, there we go. We're back on track. Anyway, so I hope you're all doing good on this very, very cold winter's morning that I'm recording this video. So let's kick off with number one, and basically it's that I want to read 50 books this year. One, because it's a round number, and two, last year I read 49 books, so it's one up on last year really. One of the biggest, and probably that's going to be the most challenging, is goal number two for me, is that I want to read three books that are over 1,000 pages. You know, I love to challenge myself with little goals like this. You should know that from last year. I do think with last year I did set too many big goals, especially with a lot of series that I wanted to finish and that I didn't get finished, and I did get distracted and go down a few rabbit holes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out last week's video to find out what I'm talking about. So yeah, so anyway, I'm babbling. Back to goal number two is to read 3 books that are over 1,000 pages. So I've got a few options that I'm thinking about. A couple classics. There's War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy and The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. They've been on my radar for a little while. This could be an opportunity for me to, read those books. So there's a few classics, but then I've got some, different ones as well. So we've got a horror, which is obviously It by Stephen King, which is a very, very popular book. It is sat on my bookshelf at the moment. It's been sat there for a while because I do find these sort of books daunting. And also then we're going to look at maybe a horror, historical fiction book. Again, Shogun's been sat on my shelf by James Calverley for a long time. My partner says that I really should watch the TV series, which I think is on Disney Plus, and I've been putting it off because I want to read the book first, and maybe this is something that I can do first. And then finally on that list, I've got that could be a contender. Excuse me, sorry, I do have a very sore throat at the minute. It's obviously there's a lot going around because it's so cold. And finally, we're going maybe a fantasy if we want to go down that one, and it's a author that I've not read before, and I do have his book on my shelf. And again, the whole series I think I will find a bit daunting, but I like to put myself out of my comfort zone, and that's The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I've never read anything from him. This is the first book in the Stormlight archive. So that's one that I'm thinking of doing as well. So goal number 3, and I do have to finish this goal this year because I didn't finish it last year, and that is to finish 2 series that I've started. And again, if you've watched last week's video, you know that I am very invested in the Dungeon Crawler Kyle, can't talk today, series. I'm 3 books in out of the 7 that are already released, and I think the 8th is coming out. It's definitely coming out this year. I'm pretty sure it's coming out in March, not sure. So I'm very invested in that series, so I want to catch up before that book comes out. And the second series that I really want to finish, again, I'm 3 books in out of the 6, and that is the Dune series by what's his name? Frank Herbert. I do have the 4th one on my bookshelf. I do have to buy the other 2 to complete the series, but yeah, that is something that I definitely want to do this year. One of the ones that I actually really am looking forward to is this year I want to read more classics. I've already started, so I say I've already started. What's the date today? Something like the 6th. I have started reading David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. I'm 1 chapter in. I am doing shorts on what I think of this book, so if you are interested in that, go over and check out my shorts. I will be doing video for every chapter that I read. So yeah, that's one obviously classic that I want to start with this year. Yeah, Other classics I really want to read is Gone with the Wind, which I think is over 1,000 pages. So, you know, not quite sure on that one yet, but we'll see. But then the other two, like War and Peace and The Count of Monte Cristo, they count as classics as well. So, you know, that is double 2 for 1, as they say. Also, I want to read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I have read this before. I read it at school a very, very long time ago, and I probably wasn't, well, I was not invested in it because it was school. I wasn't really interested in reading it, but I do want to reread that this year because obviously, you know, it is a classic, and I've also seen it advertised as a graphic novel, so which I want to read the graphic novel as well, which I will come on to in a moment. So yeah, that is another one that I want to get sorted off of my list. And then I've chosen this one because it's a very, very short book, I believe. It is a classic sci-fi book, and that is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. My mum read this a few years ago and said it was quite good. I think it's pretty, Fahrenheit 451 is basically the temperature that you can burn paper at, I believe. I might be wrong, so let me read the book before you come in the comments after me. But yeah, so that's some of the classics that I really want to read this year. Also, I want to read other, so what are we on now? Goal number 5 is I really want to read more classics this year. No, we've done that one. I really want to read more genres this year, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, like I'm full of cold and like my mind's all over the place. Last year I read a lot of historical fiction and fantasy. This year I will probably read a lot of horror, historical fiction and fantasy, but I do want to pick up other genres. I want to read a bit more romance. I did enjoy the romance book that I read last year, so I do want to pick a few more of those up. I really want to start picking up sort of like action and thrillers and crime books, you know. That's where my reading started really, and I want to, you know, get back into those sort of genres. You know, I like to read some more Clive Cussler, who had a big impact in my reading life. Probably one of the reasons why I started reading again after school. And things like James Patterson, I've read a few of his books, but I want to start with the series. What's the series, his main series called? The Alex Cross series. So I have Along Come a Spider, that's on the bookshelf, so I want to pick some of those sort of books up. And I've had a few Jack Reacher books given to me for Christmas. If you see my advent calendar shorts, you'll know which ones I've got. If you haven't, go and check those videos out. So I want to pick a few of Lee Charles, is that his name? Yeah, Lee Charles's books up this year as well. I don't even know what number we're on now. Goal number 6 is I want to buy less books this year. So I have so many books on my bookshelf that, you know, I've decided it's an addiction. Buying books is an addiction. You know, I go into town and I always come back with books, whether it's from charity shop or from Waterstones, or, you know, or someone's given me books. Like, I always come back with books, so I want to buy less books this year. My birthday doesn't count, so, you know, hint hint mum, Waterstones voucher for my birthday, just so you know. But yeah, so I've set a challenge of that I cannot buy a new book apart from my birthday until I've read 10 of the books that are on my bookshelf or from Kindle Unlimited. Which I need to use more this year because I use it a lot, but I need to, you know, it's $9.99 a month. I definitely need to use it more than what I do at the minute. And just out of curiosity, those of you that want to read the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, they are all 7 of them are on Kindle Unlimited. So yes, that is goal number 6. Goal number 7 is I want to read 1 graphic novel a month. So I love graphic novels. They're great. They sometimes, when I can't concentrate, I will pick up a graphic novel because I can see it better in my mind, especially being dyslexic. Funny enough, my mum always tells me the story of that when I was a child, I really did not want to read. So she asked my English teacher what to do. She said I just can't get her interested in a book. Now I'm interested in too many books. But what should I do? She said even if she picks up a comic, she said she's still reading. So if any of you have got children that don't want to read, you know, try them on a comic or graphic novels. So anyway, I want to read one graphic novel a month. I'm probably going to kick off this month with The Hobbit because I did buy that for Christmas. But things like I'm really into the Walking Dead series. I've read the first 6, so that will probably be a few of those that I pick up. I did pick up the first Games of Thrones graphic novel because I was very shocked that there was one, and I loved it. So there's 6 of those. I think it only covers the first book, but you know, I'm quite happy for it just to cover the first book. So I do want to pick up Games of Thrones. And of course, I am that nerd that is really into TMNT. If you don't know what TMNT is, it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I am very invested, and I have just ordered actually The Last Ronin, the 3rd book. I think it's called The Last Ronin Re-Evolution. You know, people think, oh, but comics are for kids. Read Last Ronin. It is not a kids comic at all. It has very adult themes in it. So that is definitely one that I will be reading this month. But also, I'm pretty sure you can pick up graphic novels. Like I said, To Kill a Mockingbird is a graphic novel. So I would like to pick that up, and I'm pretty sure I've seen Agatha Christie as a graphic novel, which, you know, I'd be interested to pick that up. So yeah, so 12 graphic novels to read this year. And finally, this is a bit of a random one, but I want to read a book that basically one for each letter of the alphabet from A to Z. The title beginning with A to Z so that's 26 separate books that have separate letters at the start of their title. So that, you know, it could be the, I don't know, Fahrenheit 451 could be on there. So yeah, I need to complete at least 26 books that have a different letter starting at the beginning of their title. So yeah, that's all my goals for 2026. Let me know in the comments below what your goals are. If you've liked this video, please hit the subscribe button because you'll be doing me a massive favour to see what next week's video will be. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.